Quaid Azam, Pot 353. His personal doctor, Dr. Ilahi Baksh, the personal physician to Quaid Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, is providing this context. As I entered his room and greeted him, he looked at me and gave a faint smile. He appeared very weak and exhausted and had a toxic look in his eyes. As I was standing, he indicated a chair, which I took. The following conversation then took place. "Sir, would you like to go to Karachi?" "Yes." "Sir, would you like to leave today?" "I don't mind." "We are ready to move by plane. Would you like to leave within a few minutes?" The Quaid Azam nodded and said in a weak tone, "All right." I was greatly relieved but could not help wondering what had made him give up so easily his old objection to go to Karachi. Since we had not told him how critical his condition was, it could only be that having himself lost all hope. He had made up his mind to return to the place of his birth. I went and told Miss Jinnah that Quaid Azam had agreed to leave immediately. Within a few minutes, we had him shifted to the ambulance. Miss Jinnah and the nurse sat on the opposite seat. I was in front with Lieutenant Mazhar next to the driver. As the ambulance started to move, I realized what a grave decision we had taken. With many unnerving thoughts in my mind, I began to pray to God to vouchsafe the Quaid Azam a comfortable journey. I was fortified by the prayer and then attended to the various needs likely to arise in the course of the journey. From a distance, we could see the Governor General's Viking glittering like a silver bird in the sun. We were at the aerodrome at 2. As the Quaid Azam was being taken on a stretcher to the plane, the crew gave him a salute. To our astonishment, he returned it promptly. It was September, the weather patron of withdrawing monsoon, the time of the day 2 p.m., possibly the worst of thermal turbulence. It was fairly warm in the plane. Miss Jinnah, Dr. Mistry, and the nurse were in front cabin, and I, together with Mr. Amin and Lieutenant Mazhar, was in the next cabin. A few minutes after the plane had taken off, I saw Dr. Mistry coming out of the cabin, and my heart sank, but he relieved my anxiety by telling me that Miss Jinnah had sent him away and would call for him if necessary. He occupied a chair in front of me and did not take long to doze off. Soon we were flying at a height of 7,000 feet, and I was looking through the glass window at the rugged scenery of the Quetta Hills when the communicating door opened and Miss Jinnah came in and told me that the nurse had been incapacitated by air sickness and her brother Jinnah was not taking the oxygen from her. I went into his cabin and counted his pulse, which was regular and of good volume, and examined his nails for stenosis. After reassuring myself, I began to administer the oxygen. When I brought the mask near his mouth, he pushed my hand away, but when I quietly explained that it was necessary to prevent any damage to his system. He looked at me, smiled, and allowed me to adjust the mask.